Welcome to this week's episode of Serving the Community podcast. Each week, your host Trisha Stetzel is highlighting people and organizations in our communities that are serving through volunteer work and giving back to make our community, country, and even the world a kinder place to live. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Serving the Community. My name is Trisha Stetzel. I'm the owner of ResultsXtreme Business Solutions and founder of the Serving the Community podcast. I'm very excited to have a repeater to my show today to specifically talk about love and hope for our heroes, Mrs. Eretta Perry, founder, along with her husband, of Love and Hope for Our Heroes. Eretta, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Trisha, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Good. Well, I'm so glad that you came back to revisit with me and really focus on Love and Hope for Our Heroes, because it's an amazing organization that you and your husband, Harold Perry, founded, and he's a Navy veteran.
Yes.
I had to throw that in there.
Yes, that's okay. My father was an Army veteran, and my brother an Army, so.
Yes.
I love them
and
all.
We found each other. Yeah, and we found each other through the Houston Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and you have done some amazing work inside the chamber as well as outside the chamber, and I'm so excited to have you on the show today. So give me the backstory of Love and Hope for Our Heroes. How did it come to be?
Love and Hope for Our Heroes became when we wanted, my husband and I would pray every morning, and we'd always pray, Lord, we want to be a part of the answer, not a part of the problem. So, in those conversations you're having while you're driving, and you may give $1 here and $1 there, and that's not really teaching them to fish. That's just giving them a meal. So in order to be a part of the answer, we had to do something about it. And God put it on our heart to open our home, our first home, as we were selling it for veterans. But then the nonprofit aspect came when we realized that there are resources out there, and we can be that resource for the veterans who are homeless. For those veterans, they're not homeless by choice, maybe just by chance. Maybe they have some need counseling, and maybe they need mentorship. Maybe they need a job. Everybody goes through something. And so Love and Hope for Our Heroes want to be that hand up, not just a hand out.
Yeah, I love that. And I love your story. I love how you opened your home, first of all, to help homeless veterans. And then Love and Hope for Our Heroes is born out of, right, that situation. So it sounds like Love and Hope for Our Heroes really gives our veterans tools. I heard you say counseling and mentorship. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that. How does Love and Hope for Our Heroes connect the veterans to these resources?
Absolutely. Well, since we started Love and Hope for Our Heroes, we've gained tons of partnership, like the Houston Veteran Chamber of Commerce and the VA, as well as Baker Ripley and the Houston Launchpad, and all these other organizations that want the same things, combined arms, and you name it. We all want to be a part. We want to help. We want to serve. And at the end of the day, that's what it's really about. Serving. The least of those. Do you think if they could do better, they would?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So that's why we need the counseling, and they need to be able to talk about what's going on in their life and tell their story, and it may be a blessing to someone else. So that's why counseling is very important, along with drug and alcohol counseling. There's mental counseling, there's spiritual counseling. And then not only that, we're also there to help them get their benefits started. And then we're also there to help them on the next step. The next step could be, oh, I need to get me medical. So we're connected with the right partners to get them all the benefits that they need and deserve.
Okay, so you're kind of like the concierge desk, right? They connect with you, and then you can connect them with all of the resources that they need. Really focusing on our veterans who are homeless, right? That's where your heart is really making sure that our veterans have a place to lay their head at night. And I think that's so important, Eretta. So tell me about the mentorship. So we talked a little bit about counseling, but there's some mentorship. So what does that look like for veterans that take advantage of your service?
The mentorship, like currently we have a men's group that coming in on Monday morning, um, and um, they are discussing the role of a man. So there are organizations out there that cater to building up the male or building up the female. And so it's a 12-week program that we have at one of our facilities. And it's programs like that that they're willing to come back to every week because they're getting that meat that they need for the week. So Love and Hope for Our Heroes is providing that for these veterans.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, how can it sounds like with connecting people to all of these services, or even running some of these programs through Love and Hope for Our Heroes, like this group mentorship or the mail program that you have going on? Can people volunteer with Love and Hope for Our Heroes? Are you looking for people to volunteer?
Absolutely. We are always looking for volunteers. Um, we are looking for a variety of volunteers, and we actually are planning to do an internship, use our facilities for interns with the local colleges. So, and basically, with the experience that my husband and I have in education, real estate, and business, we want to use that opportunity to train others to be successful and to serve.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love your background. I'm going to have you back on the show to talk more about that because we should talk about it and how that all ties in here. But back to volunteering. So there's an internship program coming, and so you can engage those interns. What are the qualifications if somebody that's listening to the show wants to volunteer inside of Love and Hope for Our Heroes? What kind of positions are there available to those volunteers, or what kind of skills do they need?
Well, we home health care, like those that are compassionate about mental health, those that are compassionate about drug and alcohol counseling, um, and those leaders in the community that want to give back. As a matter of fact, if we can identify, Trisha, a veteran through this show, and you let me know, then I will send them a Love and Hope for Our Heroes blanket. And anybody that wants to
Wow.
purchase one, it's for we're taking donations, and if you donate over $150, then we'll give you one of those beautiful Love and Hope.
Wow, it's beautiful. Yes. And I think the last time you were on the show, I used a picture of you holding that blanket as the artwork for the podcast that we did together. It's a beautiful blanket. All right. So anybody who wants a blanket can donate $150 to Love and Hope for Our Heroes, and they receive a blanket. That's amazing. So since we're on that subject, where can they go to make this donation?
Thank you so much for asking. It is so simple. Love and Hope for Our Heroes.com.
Awesome.
That's
That
it.
makes it so easy.
Yeah. Love and hope for our heroes.com.
Okay, perfect. So they can make any kind of monetary donation, right? I'm assuming. So it doesn't have to be $150 to get the blanket. It could be a smaller or a larger donation.
Absolutely. And as we identify those donations, we will give you the hugest shout out on our Facebook and our Instagram page, Vet's Choice and Love and Hope for Our Heroes. So
Oh,
thank
that's perfect.
yes, yes,
Yeah. Okay. So the Facebook page is a Vet's Choice, correct? Which is where they'll find the information about Love and Hope for Our Heroes.
yes. And
Okay.
yes,
All right.
absolutely.
And on Instagram.
And on Instagram, actually.
Okay.
And soon we'll have our YouTube channel up, and you will be meeting some of the veterans that are in our facility, as well as those that have uh, graduated on. Yeah.
Wonderful. I
So
can't wait. That's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see the YouTube channel with all of the stories. That I think really speaks to people when they can see those who have been served. Well, they already served and now they're being served, right? They're being taken care of by you and your organization. And I think that's amazing. Do you have any events coming up, Eretta, specifically for Love and Hope for Our Heroes that we need to note today?
to date, for Love and Hope for Our Heroes, we are planning some events in September, but I do want to let our listeners know that the Veteran Chamber of Commerce, we are planning a huge networking event on November the 5th from 4 till 8. So stay tuned to details. And Bunker Lab is invited. Uh, Houston's veteran supporters are invited, and donors and companies are invited. It's all to cover our veteran owned businesses, and our veteran business owners. So, yes, I'll keep you posted on any and all activities Love and Hope for Our Heroes are doing. I'm just thrilled about what what's to come.
You're so awesome, Aretta. See, you're such a big giver that you had to give a shout out to the Houston Veteran Chamber of Commerce, right? So I'll put that link in the show notes as well. So it's HOU or Houston VCC, I think, .org. But I'll put it in the show notes so people can point and click and keep up with the activities moving towards November 5th when we're having a big meet and greet with everyone. By the way, if you would like to meet Aretta, and talk to her about Love and Hope for Our Heroes, she will be there for our listeners. So, Aretta, anything else that's really on your mind about Love and Hope for Our Heroes? How do we get we know that the veterans may or may not be listening to this show today. So I would ask our listeners if they know a veteran who needs help, obviously share this information with them. But Aretta, how are you or how is Love and Hope for Our Heroes getting in front of the veterans that you really need to assist at this point?
I'm so happy you asked me that question. Um, I have to admit that at the beginning, of course, I thought, oh, let me get Ricky Smith on the corner who has a sign, but that's not in decency and that's not in order, especially during pandemic. Uh, so we get our veterans through referrals from other agencies. Some of them came from TDCJ, Partners of Grow. Some of them came from uh, the veteran homeless community. Some of them came from the VA, referred them to us. Some of them came from Catholic charities and you name it. But they are vetted, and when they come in, and those that are meant to be there into our life have it has been evident that they've grown. They've grown. They receive a spiritual word every morning. They get motivated. It's about doing what we're called to do in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so if anyone's listening that's involved in number one, a veteran organization or even an organization that sees veterans on a regular basis, Love and Hope for Our Heroes is one of those organizations that accepts referrals through those other programs. So I love that, Aretta, and I love that it took you a minute to figure out how to find your veterans, right, for your program. It's not about rescuing the person off of the corner. It really is about them wanting help for themselves. And I think that's a huge part of all of us in the way that we give back to our veterans is the veterans need to be open, right? They need to be open to change and they need to be open to help. And it sounds like that's how your veterans are coming in through these referrals.
And absolutely. And I know that I can't save them all, but we can't save them all, but together we can. I can't save them all, but together we can. And one at a time. And you said something um, very profound is that they have to want to change. They have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. They have to know that there's more to life than this.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, I got goosebumps, Eretta. That's so wonderful. I love that. Well, and we talked about it before we started the show today. It takes a village, right? It's not just about Love and Hope for Our Heroes. It's about all of the organizations out there coming together to really band and build this village to support the veterans when they're ready for change, right? When they're ready for that next step, when they're ready to go to the next level. Eretta, what a great talk we had today. Anything that I missed that you wanted to shout out?
um, well, you know me, Trisha. I'm spiritual first, so I'm always giving God the glory. Um, that's my it's spiritually led. If you're led to help a veteran, or if you led to be a part of an answer, then look at our website. And not only that, every miracle begins with a problem. And homelessness amongst our veterans, that's the problem. I mean, real talk. These people, they signed to fight for our country. They didn't know the outcome today nor tomorrow, but they signed. And whether they were there for 1 day or 20 years, it's disrespectful to them to be homeless.
I agree. I agree. So, for our listeners, if you heard something today that moved you, please reach out. Aretta, tell us again their website.
Our website is love and hope for our heroes.com. Love and hope for
Amazing.
our heroes.com.
I love it. Aretta, thank you so much for being with me today. It was my pleasure to have you back on the show.
Absolutely.
All right. And that concludes this week's episode of Serving the Community.